Well, I guess you had talked about while you were with the Shower Posse, you stole cars, you were
Yeah,
dealing
yeah,
some
yeah.
weed, and there was also a lot of guns that were circulating.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of that was going on. I mean, the whole time it was, I never put my hands on any of the stuff, but I knew how, like, I had an expertise on how to, like, take them apart, clean them, fix them, and that was something I learned when I was 13 from, growing up in Rochester and hunting. So a lot of my friends, my Jamaican friends never experienced any of that. So,
Mm.
and like I knew how to use bow and arrows and all kinds of craziness, you know.
Well, well, you said at one point you got indicted by the feds as a co-conspirator.
Yeah, they had tried to bring me up on it, but then there wasn't enough evidence, so I was able to get out of it. And due to my mom, she really, like, took the weight of a lot of things and just made sure that I had a future, because otherwise I probably would have got caught up in some shit. And I never really, was hands on with any of that shit, so it was a good thing for
Yeah.
me.
Well, and you talked about how later in life, even when you started modeling, you still, would carry a gun in your backpack sometimes from,
Yeah.
those days.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, now, I mean, back then was just, it was survival of the fittest. You know how New York City was in the 80s and the 90s. It was just, hip hop was just coming up, and, dudes was getting robbed and, killed in the street. I got robbed on the train before, and I just never liked that feeling of being, like, vulnerable. So I just said no more of this. And then that's when I started, like, going to castings, and still had, back in the hood, they used to call me Two Guns, and because I always kept two with me. But, it was just a different lifestyle, man. Just so different from what it is now.
Yeah, and when you talk about, gangs in Jamaica, like the Shower Posse, I mean,
Mhm.
they're actually aligned with the Jamaica Labor Party, the JLP.
Yeah.
The gangs in Jamaica were tied to, like, what
Political
we consider
ties, yeah.
Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah.
Like it was
I
that
mean, it's the
serious over
same
there.
thing. You got, Republicans got their gang and Democrats got their gang, but it's not called a gang, So it's
Right.
it's there's members of the party that are willing to do what they might call patriotism. So
Yeah.
yeah, being a patriot.
They're,
Yeah.